Jealousy and envy are real to a lot of people. It's real because those individuals did not do the work on themselves. So because they did not invest in themselves by doing that work, that spiritual work, that work that is going to cause you to be a better individual, more independent, more loving of self. When you don't invest in yourself by doing this type of work, you find yourself more jealous and envious of other individuals. It's not fair to yourself and it's not fair to others. I once went to a church, and while I was at the service, the woman was directed to speak on my behalf, but she chose not to. She chose not to speak on my behalf because she thought that she would lose more of her audience. You see, I was in a church where there was not a lot of blacks, okay? Not a lot of African Americans. And in this church, she knew that if she spoke up, she would actually not be favored, and perhaps maybe they wouldn't invite her back to speak. This act that she committed when God was asking her to speak further than what it was that she was actually guided to say more, but she said less. Only she is going to know who I'm talking about when she listens to this message. And she'll already know before this, because there is going to come a time when you actually experience things that only God and you will have in common, because you did not act on the part that you were given the opportunity to do. Just like the practitioners that were hired. When a practitioner is hired, whether they be doing cards or what have you, their job is not to just take the person's word for it and then act in haste. They are also supposed to do their own research before they decide, especially when they're working in the dark arts. They decided that they were going to do certain things because the people told them that this woman did horrible things. She felt, most recent practitioner, she felt that there was some discourse in that story, but she still acted against. Your family, your lineage is damaged for this action. It's important that you realize that, you know what, there are spiritual laws. And when you break those spiritual laws, you can't just say, oh, I didn't know any better. Because your family, when you start seeing certain things happen in your surrounding, or even happening to you, you'll realize that that's karma. Be very mindful. That's the reason why certain people don't even read for other people anymore. Because these types of people come around and they make it harder for the practitioners, and they also make it harder on themselves. But most of all, they make it harder and make it a society of untruths where people cannot even believe in the next individual. You see, if you consult anyone in any high practitioner that is African, that their origin comes from Africa, they'll automatically tell you that certain things are looked into before they commit a certain action. And some people do it either way, no matter what their background is. You know why? Because greed. Because people just are greedy. But you're going to find that there's going to be a lot more truths that will be revealed in this coming time, where people will begin to believe, if they haven't already believed, that God is real. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us here. Indigo Moon.